Welcome, everybody, to the Genesis Project Podcast. Business principles for beginners from the School of Hard Knocks. They say that success leaves clues. In this podcast, we're going to discover the clues that it leaves behind, and we're going to start at the very beginning. We'll get into the weeds of how the guests of the show came up with their business ideas, the why behind their business ideas, how they dealt with setbacks and failures, what keeps them pushing forward, and the emotions behind it all. Everyone wants to start a business, but many are held back by something that keeps them from starting. We'll learn what it takes to get to the next level of business and beyond, and we're learning together through different principles of people who graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. So, grab you a pen, some paper, and a highlight to take notes, because class is in session. Welcome, everybody, to the Genesis Project Podcast, Business Principles for Beginners from the School of Hard Knocks. I am the Chancellor, Gleton, and welcome to class. It's been a long time coming, I know, but I'm very, very excited that we are here. You guys know for the past few seasons, I've been coming to you as the first episode as a sense of orientation. So, welcome to orientation. I enjoy doing this because this is a chance for you guys to get to know me as your chancellor and get up to date on everything that's been going on and sort of share my thoughts and goals on this podcast and beyond. So let's start with the announcements. So I have teamed up with my guy, Kenny, from Beyond Normal Podcast, and have created a clubhouse room called Value Add. Beyond Normal Podcast is a podcast about Black and brown founders who discuss their businesses and their journeys of becoming founders. In our clubhouse room, we have epic conversations that will add value to your life, conversations about life, relationships, business. And in this clubhouse, we go a tad bit deeper with conversations and connect with others in ways where you can ask your questions and get the answers on the spot. So in order for you to check out my clubhouse room, make sure you check me out by Instagram, by connecting with me on Instagram at Genesis Project Podcast. So another announcement that I have to make is that I have an online course, and it's called How to Start a Business. Okay. So, and that's brought to you by the School of Hard Knocks. I've spoken to many of you guys, and one of the main things I continue to hear was that question of how do you start a business? And I get it. This is something that you've never done before and you're scared to really jump out there. Well, what if I was to tell you that this course would help you start your business from A to Z? When I started my business, I remember asking my friends and family, how do you start a business? Right? Asking that same question you guys asked me. And the thing is, 90% of my friends and family never started a business before. They had great comments, they had great tips and tricks and things of that nature, but they never started a business before. And the 10% that did just didn't remember what they did. So you guys more than likely went down the same hole I did, which is going down the Google rabbit hole and the YouTube rabbit hole and all that type of stuff. Well, let me tell you, I took those bumps and bruises so that you don't have to. Let me rescue you from these traps. Okay. From this course, you'll learn what an LLC is, what an S Corp is, a C Corp, and so forth. You also learn how to incorporate your business and how to get what's called an employee identification number, otherwise known as an EIN. And just a tad bit of game here. That EIN number is what separates you from your business. So you got your personal and you got your business. That's what separates you between the two. And your EIN will help you to get started with your business credit, which you could definitely use later on in your business. And it separates you, again, from your personal. So let me give you an example. That EIN number is kind of like your social security number. It literally is your social security number for your business. You got your personal social security number and you got your business social security number. All right. Those two would never meet. All right. So that would help you to start your business. That would help you to get money for your business and start getting business credit. All right. So there's a lot more game in this course if you want to go ahead and start that business. And the price of that course is $397. And for that price, you will get a free ebook. So if you're on the fence about starting your business because you don't know how, I am going to get you on the other side of the fence to help you get your business going. So if you want access to my online course, I need you to go to my website, genesisprojectpodcast.com/the-school. So those are my announcements. So let me tell you what my goals are. Obviously, my goal is to grow this podcast. But along with that, I have a goal to grow my clubhouse. Since the end of last season, I've been extremely introspective, meaning I've been doing a lot of soul searching and looking inside of me to grow myself as a human being, as a friend, as a father, and as a husband. I've recently heard something that drove me on this introspective path. The more I improve me, the better everything else would be. Now, what that means is the more I improve me, the better entrepreneur I am, the better husband I will be, friend, father, or even better employer that I will be. Know that I had just stated the why. The question now is how? How do I better myself? And see, from experience, I know that the how is easy to hear, but for many people, it's hard to start. Personally, for me, I watch my floodgates being my eyes and my ears. And most importantly, my speech. I'm very specific about what I watch, what I hear on television, and things of that necessary, and things of that instance. I don't necessarily watch the news because again, I can't watch anything negative or gossip or anything like that, because I've realized that does have a place in my mind, in my mind space, where it really don't need to be. It have me start thinking negatively about things that's going on and all that type of stuff. So if I control these things, if I control what comes into my mind, where I could control that goes into my ears, what I see, then that will allow me to fully focus on what's important. Now, that's not to say that, that everything that's going on in the world is not important. I'm just saying, for me in this specific season, if I need to improve me, if I want to be better for you guys, if I want to be better to my wife, a better friend, father, whatever else like that, these are the things that I have to do in order for me to be better. If you guys want to take that step, I would imagine that you guys will have to let's start with something small. Just do a social media fast. Don't jump on social media for, let's say, 2 weeks. And when you come back, you realize that some of the same BS, right, that you see and that you hear is still there. But while you are taking a fast from social media, how about we replace that social media with something that's going to be impactful to us, into our lives? So, for example, what I do is, instead of me listening to the radio, I listen to podcasts. I listen to audiobooks. I look at YouTube, specific things on YouTube to be better, right? If I have to listen to music, I would listen to a Spotify playlist that I created for myself. By me doing that, it allows me to teach my brain how to make connections. I mean, we've heard plenty of times, and if you didn't, let this be the first time that you heard this, but you've heard plenty of times where you see these clippings of people like Bill Gates, right? Or the halfway guy, right? Who get up super early and just read and read for 4 to 5 hours, right? And when they ask, why do you do that? They say, oh, well, I do this because it gives me a jump on a lot of people. In the sense of what I'm doing is somewhat the same way. But when I'm doing this, I'm teaching my brain how to, again, make connections, how to see patterns in different ways, in different things, right? I'm able to get my mind to think on a different level, right? A lot of times you hear people who turn vegan or on some specific diets or what have you. You hear them say that once they got off of that junk, they're able to think more clearly. They're able to put more ideas together. Their inspiration comes a lot easier. Their creativity tends to flow a lot better. This is the same way. This is a way for me to improve my mental, me making those connections, me able to see things differently a lot faster than other people, right? If I was not able to pay attention as to what's going on, I would have never known that you guys needed this course for me to create for you guys. It wasn't until the 10th person came to me and said, hey, how do you start a business? That's when I decided, okay, let me take a step back. There's something here. There's that connection. You guys need to learn how to start a business. So let me put together a course where everything that I've been through, because I've jotted it down, everything that I've been through, let me create a course from all of this stuff, from all of this knowledge, and give it to you guys. Right. So that's some of the things that I've done. Right. Another goal that I have is YouTube. You heard me say earlier, I watch YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube, but again, specific things on YouTube. There's people who learn by audio and others learn by visual. Now, you could thank my wonderful wife for teaching me this concept, and that helped me to realize the type of learner I am. Yes, I do listen to audiobooks, mainly because I don't really have the time to sit down and actually read a book page for page. But whenever I'm moving, I'm able to listen and still get the game that I need from audiobooks. But I'm more so of a visual learner. Let me see how it's done, and I can figure it out from there, right? So I'm taking these YouTube or taking these episodes, these lessons from our guest professors and putting it on YouTube for those of you who are visual learners, right? And the way for you guys to really spread this knowledge is for you to go and subscribe to the Genesis Project Podcast YouTube channel. And like I said, I love self-education. As you guys know, if you follow me on social media through Genesis Project Podcast or at Genesis Project Podcast, my wife and I, we just bought a new home. So on YouTube, I'm learning how to do a lot of stuff, particularly with my home. I learned how to put down flooring. I learned how to, well, I actually paid somebody to come and reglaze my bathtub, but I learned how to install a toilet. I learned how to put up walls. I've learned a lot of things from YouTube, and this is another way for Genesis Project Podcast to reach the masses, to teach them all the stuff to be successful, or even how to start their own business. So I want you guys to make sure you go subscribe to the Genesis Project Podcast on the YouTube channel. All right. Another goal, or rather the original goal for me when I first started all of this, was to create a platform where people could learn how to be an entrepreneur. So I'm talking to different people to do joint venture partnerships where they create material for courses, and I house those courses on my platform. You want to know who wins in this equation? We all do. because I'm not an expert in everything. And I think you guys can say the same. But if I go and team up with people who are experts and I get them to package it in a course and I house it on my site, then that makes it more available for you guys. So, for example, if you don't know how to do social media marketing, for example, I will have a course on social media marketing. If you don't know how to sell, I will have a course on selling. So these are just a few things that is on my, I guess you could say, my bucket list of things that I need to accomplish for you guys. It's not a want, it's a need to accomplish. Because a lot of the same questions that you guys have, I have those same questions too. And I myself need to learn this stuff, right? I'm not as good as selling in a digital format as I am face to face. Face to face, I could sell you, I could paint this dream for you, but in a digital format, you only have so much space for you to, or so much word, so many words that you could use to try to make this sale, right? So yeah, as much as you guys are learning, I am learning too. So again, we all win. So that is one of my main goals. Of course, I'm making connections, trying to add value in any way I can, besides you guys through the podcast airwaves and YouTube airwaves. You know, I'm making connections on Clubhouse and just anybody I come across, and again, trying to add more value to those people so that I can have them pour into you guys as well. So that's all that I have for you guys. Continue to spread the word about this podcast. Continue to send your love, commenting, and sharing. One of the many ways to support this effort is to subscribe, comment, and share this podcast and YouTube channel. So if this is your first time that you've heard of this podcast or you've listened before, I want to publicly thank you. Thank you for listening and supporting, and continue to support me and this dream/movement. With that being said, let me end by saying this. And everything that you do and everything that you chase after it with violent action. Class has concluded, and I will see you guys in the hallways. About 15 years ago, I hated where I was at, and I knew that I was meant for more. Greatness even. I wanted to start a business, and I asked my friends and family, how do I start a business? 90% of them never started a business before, and the 10% that didn't remember what they did. So I went on and earned my bumps and bruises from the School of Hard Knocks. My inspiration for the School of Hard Knocks and the courses that I've created was to reach people that felt the same way that I felt way back when. Like I was destined for more. The purpose of the Genesis Project podcast was to move those same people toward that greatness with the guest professor that comes to the show and learn from their mistakes. This is a call to action to those who are searching for greatness. Join the School of Hard Knocks by commenting, sharing, subscribing, and get this message out to those searching for greatness. Click on the links in the description to get more information. And everything you do, everything that you chase after it with violent action. I'll see you in the hallway.